We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE, welcome back to the channel that beats stupidity to death in public, where everybody can see to send a message. Thank you for joining once again as we have a discussion about the shape of the Earth. Sorry I've not been around during the week. I ended up in hospital again after hurting my leg, so my apologies for that. But we are back and we're going to have some fun. The video about sextants is in production and will be out in the next couple of days, so please look forward to that. Thank you already to Osimo, $4.99 destroyed. He says this shall be fun. Signa Step, $5. Missed you, Craig. Had to take a break from everything for a while, but I'm back, I think. Thanks for still being here. Oh, nice to see you again, dude. Welcome back. Tonight we have joining us Brad. Brad, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Craig. Thanks for having me on. How are you
No worries.
doing?
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time. I do appreciate it. Why don't you just take a couple of minutes, introduce yourself to the people, and let them know why it is you are a flat earther.
I got you. Hey, everybody. So about 6 months ago, I had a friend approach me about this exact topic. I was very caught off guard. I didn't know what to think. I was like, that's ludicrous. It's ridiculous. And I set out on a course to try to debunk him. And what I found was it became harder and harder because all the questions I asked about the topic, about the heliocentric model and about the flat Earth model, they could all be kind of explained. And I researched it for 5 to 6 weeks, watched a lot of YouTube videos, read a lot of books, a lot of content, including the Bible, and came to the conclusion that, like, wow, it is possible to brainwash people at an early age and indoctrinate them into thinking we're living on something that we're not. And after carefully examining all the evidence, like, I'm pretty confident now in the position I'm taking as being someone who thinks the Earth could be flat. So that's kind of where I am and where I stand. And hopefully I can convince some of you tonight in this conversation we're about to have.
Oh, thank you. So who would you say within the flat Earth community is your biggest influence?
So I've watched a lot of things from Dave Weiss that kind of made sense. Eric Dubay and his 200 proofs. I've seen some great podcasts with some former pilots on there, some people in the Navy, some people high in government, some people that have left NASA, all admitting to, yeah, the Earth's flat. I mean, obviously now you also have people around the world coming out, celebrities, professional athletes, and other like-minded individuals making that same kind of assumption as well, that, yeah, it is possible. So, I mean, over time, I guess it's been 7 years now when it's kind of taken the forefront of discussion, and there's more and more content out there which is being censored. It's like, why would they censor it? It's not true. So, like they do a lot of things.
Okay, so obviously a lot of the discussion tends to be about physics and science. What's your highest level of education in regards to physics?
Physics. So I took some physics classes in college, you know, entry level stuff, but like nothing crazy. Like my younger brother, he did a lot of that stuff I was kind of telling you about. He was big into physics, science, astronomy, astrology, and I debated him about this topic a couple times, and well, now he's changed his mind as well. So, and he has, you know, he probably could have got a college degree in physics, but he just did general science.
Okay, all right. Well, why don't we just get into it? I'll give you 10 minutes to present evidence that the Earth is flat and non-rotating, and then I'll question you about that evidence, and we can go from there.
Cool.
All
So,
right, over to you.
First thing I guess I want to touch on is the people that created the heliocentric model, or Copernicus. He's one of them. He came up with this idea in the 1540s, I believe, and a lot of people laughed at him. They said, that's ridiculous. You know, 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And then Copernicus comes along with this idea, looking up in the sky and seeing stars and saying, oh, those look like balls. We must be standing on a ball too. But the study of land and our land is geography. It's not astronomy. So he made an assumption. Everybody laughed at him. Those papers were hidden for a while. Then after he died, they were published, and the Catholic Church took it over as this is what we're going to teach in schools. So it kind of became a mainstream talking point amongst the Catholic schools, and was spread throughout England, other parts of Europe, and then made its way over to the United States, obviously at that, or later on. But for many years, actually, the flat Earth was taught up into the early 1900s. And there's people still alive today that said that they learned that in schools. So that was one of the things I looked at, was the history of it. I looked at how it changed and why it changed. And one of the biggest things was in the 1950s or 1940s, after World War II, the United States brought over 1,600 Nazi scientists. Many of them started NASA. And NASA is, I looked at NASA too. They've got a lot of deception going on there. A lot of people don't realize, but NASA in Hebrew means to deceive or beguile. So they had a lot of things that just didn't make sense. And I could tell that they were lying by watching their videos, and it just didn't add up, including the International Space Station, the Apollo 11 moon landing, which is one of the biggest hoaxes. And just looking at their actronauts, is what I call them, that they really don't have a clue what they're talking about. They're just there to tell a tale, tell a story, and that people believe in, and because they've been brainwashed at such an early age. I mean, we were looking at the globe and sphere when we were kids in our nursery, in our baby beds, and that was the first thing we learned in school was here's Earth, this is what it looks like, and we never really learned the details of things. And then later on, you know, we find out that they say Earth is spinning at 1,040 miles an hour, but we don't feel it. It's moving around the sun at 66,600 miles an hour, but we don't feel it. And there's a force called gravity that we can't measure it, and we don't really know what it is, other than what one of the scientists created gravity, saying, oh, it's a force that we can't measure, but we know that density, pretty much if you drop something and it falls through the air, it's because it's denser than air and it falls. And if it floats in water, it's because of buoyancy. All that stuff was solved years before Isaac Newton came up with gravity. And then even Albert Einstein had to come up with a theory of relativity, because they debunked gravity years later, saying with the Michelson-Morley experiment, the Bedford level experiments with the curvature of the Earth. There's been all kinds of experiments throughout history, but a lot of the stuff just gets shoved underneath the rug, to the back burner, etc. And looking at, you know, a lot of the pictures that NASA has of Earth from a distance, you can tell it's CGI. You can tell it's an image. It's not actually a photo. And it even says on all their photos on the NASA website, or not on all the photos, but on everything that you see on their website, it says image. It doesn't say photo. So that's like another tell sign that somebody's not telling the truth. And on those images, you can see the clouds look like they've been copy and pasted. It's the same set of clouds from the blue marble in the 1970s to the 1990s. It's like they really didn't even take much time to think this thing through. they just put together all this nonsense and throw it out there because everybody is so mesmerized by it. They've been brainwashed since they were children. So that's the only thing they know and they realize. Then you have a bunch of other scientists, modern science, of these guys using high-power lasers that can go across a long, plane of land or a long body of water, and it shows absolutely zero curvature. What should be, thousands of feet of curvature, you don't see that. The target can be hit by a laser 30, 40, and 50 miles away, which doesn't make sense because there would realistically be a large curve of land there or a large water in the way. And even a lot of these people coming forward from the federal government that trained, there's been documents released by our U.S. government, by Russian government, by the English government. In training, they say assume non-rotating flat Earth, and all these documents that were released because of the Freedom of Information Act. So you have to take that stuff like pretty literally. Like why would they train people that it's a flat Earth for weapons systems, for flight, for submariner, for everything? And then years later, when these people retire, they come out and say, oh yeah, the Earth's definitely flat. And we knew about it, but we weren't allowed to share it because it was part of our non-disclosure agreement. It was part of my top secret clearance or secret clearance or whatever. So people are coming out, the truth's getting out. Another telltale sign for me is when I flew to Florida back in September. I waited till the end of the flight. I asked the pilot, hey, do you guys account for curvature of the Earth or spin or rotation or anything like that? He's like, no, it's a flat plane is what we fly over. And I said, he's like, hence the term airplane, a machine that flies in air over a plane. And I was like, yep, that's what I thought. Makes sense. And then I asked another pilot in December when I flew again, same situation. The other pilot agreed with me. Earth was not a ball. So after that and hearing that and putting it all together with the text in the Bible and the verses where it talks about the Earth is sits on pillars, the Earth cannot be moved, it's bound at its ends, so forth. You just have to consider all those things as well as water. Water's a big one. Water has to have a container, okay, to maintain level. And in that process, so if you think about your flat Earth map, large bodies of water at rest always maintain level, period. So that's the biggest tell. They can't magically, bend around a ball that's spinning. That just doesn't make any sense, scientifically speaking, at least. So I'll let you take it from here. I think that's about the biggest things that I've noticed. There's a lot of other little details too, but I know you guys have probably heard many as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, everything you've said there is what I've heard before. I'm guessing you haven't been into this that long, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because these are all kind of very basic things, right? We'll start with the whole Copernicus started it. I don't know where you got that from because we've literally known it was a globe for at least 2,500 years. Even before Eratosthenes did his experiment, Eratosthenes' teacher talked about evidence of the globe, all the different ways that you see things disappearing. And Eratosthenes then measured the Earth to be a globe with the circumference that we know it in 2,500 BC. That's way before, 1,500 BC, 2,500 years ago, way before Copernicus's time. He was just the one that kind of actually studied and started explaining stuff. And to be honest, whoever came up with the ideas is completely irrelevant to what we can generate now, evidence-wise. NASA in Hebrew. Where did you hear that?
So if you look at the Concordance Bible, okay, it's called a Blue Letter. I'm gonna pull it up here on my screen. Blue Letter Bible. See if I can find it. Blue Letter Bible. Study tools. So it's a Strong's. I'll try to do a screen share with you. Yeah, I need to figure out how to use this app, but no, really. So anyway, I've seen it.
Right.
I cannot remember how to use this application, but
Okay.
NASA, it's NASA in Hebrew or NASA, and
So,
it's spelled the same way, ASA, and it means to deceive or beguile. But if you think about it, like Satan is spelled Satan, you remove the T, and then you have move the letters around, and you have NASA.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
I can move letters around for a lot of stuff, but
right.
this actually comes from a mistranslation. Honestly, I've spoken to, actually, I have a good friend who's a native Hebrew speaker, and he showed me all the evidence, and it shows that there is no Hebrew word for NASA. There is no Hebrew word for NASA at all. The closest is Nassar,
Nassar,
which is a primitive verb root meaning to lift, bear up, carry, or take. There's several different citations as to where you will find it. Even in the King James Bible, it's used in that term. There is a primitive verb root in Hebrew which means to beguile or deceive. It's quoted above, translated as nasha, which is easily confused. But there is a word nasha and there's a word nasar, but there is no word nasa in Hebrew. NASA is not even a word. NASA is, it stands for the North American Space Agency.
The spelling. Yeah. It's the spelling, Greg. If you look NASA, it's right there.
But the spelling is actually Nassar, which is how it would be if you actually translated it directly. I mean, there is no direct translation because there is no word for NASA.
I understand.
So in Hebrew, you couldn't spell it NASA. There is no spelling for NASA in Hebrew because it's simply not a Hebrew word. The closest is Nassar or Nasha. Neither of them are NASA. The closest is Nassar, which actually means to lift, bear up, carry, or take, which would be more appropriate for NASA.
I agree with you there, but the spelling is the same, NASA.
No, that's not how you spell NASA in Hebrew. Hebrew doesn't spell with those letters.
Well, what is that there? The highlight 3372. Okay. NASA.
Again,
NASA, right
there is no Hebrew word to deceive. That's the point. There is words that are close. Nassar is how it's pronounced, and Nasha, but there is no Nasa.
But it's spelled the same way. That you're missing the point.
It's not spelled the same way because Hebrew doesn't use the letters NASA. So it cannot be spelled the same way.
I'm looking at the screen. It says NASA.
Where? Up here? Yes, it's talking about a particular translation and how it would be phonetically said in our language. There is no direct translation. There is no way to say Nasa. It's Nashar or Nasha, but NASA simply isn't a word in the Hebrew language.
You have to think of it like this. The people that came up with this malarkey nonsense, there are no coincidences, okay? It just so happens that the word they use for National Aeronautics Space Administration, or NASA, is the closest thing in all of the Hebrew Bible or in all of the Hebrew language.
So what? One word sounds a bit like another word. That it's not even a word. It is, it's the letters. It's not a word. NASA is not even a word. There is no Hebrew spelling for NASA because it's not a Hebrew word. You cannot spell NASA in Hebrew.
It's the same.
That was your point. You literally said it's spelled the same, but it's not because you cannot spell NASA in Hebrew.
Okay, so what does that say right there? The Hebrew word that would be pronounced as Nasa, or meaning
more correctly, Nassar.
Actually, the slightly different. Yes.
Yes, it's slightly different. As in, it's not the same. It's not Nasa. It's Nassar. Or to beleage or deceive is actually pronounced Nashar. So neither of them are NASA. Neither Nashar or Nasha. Neither are NASA. All right. What you're doing. Wait. Hold on. What you're doing is going. They look the same. Therefore, they are. And that is a very, very unscientific position to hold. So what if a word is slightly similar in a different ancient language, but it's not even a word? It's not a word at all. It stands for North North American Space Administration. It's not an actual word. All right. So it always confuses me why anyone would choose to use that as evidence when it's not even an actual word.
Because it's how close it is in spelling and meaning and everything.
So there's lots of words that are similar in spelling and meaning. That's the thing.
Okay.
Languages sound similar.
Go to the next one.
Right. The next one. Right. You said
that any person in a hit of common sense is going to figure it out. Anyway, go to the next one.
The thousands of flat earthers I've converted back would disagree. But anyway, right. The next thing you said was, well, the Earth is supposed to be spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, but we can't feel it. Do you know how much was wrong with that sentence? Like,
we can't feel anything.
When I asked what your level.
It's a belief system.
Well, it's not a belief. It's nothing to do with belief, right? Don't start like this. This is all about evidence. You said, oh, we're told it's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour,
40.
but we can't feel it. 1,048 miles an hour, but we can't feel it. But that entire sentence is moronic. It doesn't even mean anything. Number one, you can't spin in miles per hour. Think about your engine. It spins in RPM, not miles per hour. And to feel something, you need a change in velocity and acceleration. There is no biological functions in our body that is set up to feel a constant motion. The Earth rotates at 0.000694 RPM. It does not spin at 1,048 miles an hour. At the equator only, there is a tangential velocity of the land of approximately 1,048 miles an hour. But that's not how you calculate what you would feel. Centrifugal acceleration is created by how fast you're actually you're moving. And
So
at the
you
equator,
have- let me
let me
break
finish.
down
Let me
this
finish. At the equator, the centrifugal acceleration that you experience from Earth's rotation is 0.03 meters per second squared, which is over 20 times less than the acceleration due to gravity pulling you downwards. So my question to you is, why should we feel a constant motion that isn't very fast?
If NASA says the Earth spins at 1,040 miles an hour,
They don't.
That means
NASA don't say that.
That means that the Earth rotates 15 degrees every hour. Okay.
15.04 degrees per
hours.
hour. Yes.
15 degrees every hour for 24 hours because there's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's 15.04 degrees per hour exactly.
Right. They say it's 1,040 at the equator, and then everywhere else, as you go to the poles, it changes. Okay.
Yeah. So what would be the tangential velocity at the poles?
I think they say it's a lot less, like several hundred to zero.
It would be zero. There would be no
Zero?
miles per hour
Zero,
at the
yeah.
poles.
So if you think of it like this, okay, they say our axis is tilted, I think it's 23.4 degrees, correct?
No, it varies between 23.2 and 23.5.
Okay, so let's just say it's 23.4 because that's about average, okay? So a 90-degree angle, okay, 23.4, or we'll say 90 minus 23.4, you get 66.6. Okay, I want you to remember that number.
Well, no, you don't, because it's not 23.4, so it wouldn't be 666.
Like I
Plus,
said,
also
it's somewhere-
666 is not the number of the beast. You do know that,
That's
right?
what it was. That's what it was when they came up with it. They said 23.4 back in
No, it's 23.5 is the kind of at what we say right now, but it varies. 23.4.
Right, it varies. Right. Okay.
But
I want you to think of this: 66.6. Okay.
But it's not
then they
that.
say the Earth rotates around the sun at 66,600
Wait, hold on.
miles.
Wait, that wasn't what I asked you. I asked you why you think we should feel the extremely slow rotation of the Earth. Why should we feel that?
It's not a slow rotation, though.
Well, it absolutely is. What I'm going to do for you right now is I'm going to do a live demonstration, and I am going to spin at exactly the same speed as the Earth. Are you ready? I'm going to spin exactly the same speed as the Earth. Let's go.
Okay, you're missing the point. There's been
So if
no
you watched me for
scientific
24 hours,
ever.
if you watched me for
You're gonna
24
let me
hours,
talk?
it would take me one whole day to turn around.
Right.
That's not fast, is it?
There's been the Michelson-Morley experiment.
That wasn't about
the
Earth's
Earth
rotation.
did not move.
No,
Correct.
that wasn't about
The
Earth's
Earth
rotation.
Did not move.
No, again,
Yes,
the Mix and Morty experiment was not about Earth's rotation. Mix and Morty experiment was designed to test the apparent drag on the ether that Earth would cause during its rotation around the sun. It was not designed to test Earth's rotation. It, in fact, took Earth's rotation into account for its experimental procedures. I don't know who told you that, but you got lied to, because the Mix and Morty experiment was nothing to do with Earth's rotation.
There's been other scientific experiments recently in the last 2 to 3 years where scientists, if you watch some of these videos that are being put out.
Name one.
Right. What's that?
Name one experiment that a scientist has done recently that shows the Earth doesn't rotate.
Like I said, there was a YouTube video I watched a few months ago where they tried to prove the Earth's rotation.
And how did they do it?
And they couldn't. They had some type of device. And
some type of device on a YouTube channel.
There was nothing. But regardless, though,
what was the device?
Those same guys also found that when you put a laser across 40 and 50 miles of water and land across salt flats, there is no curvature. None.
You're jumping around subjects, but what device did they use to measure the Earth's rotation?
I'll have to look it up. Give me a second.
Let me show you a quick video from, well, you know Bob Nadell, right? The flat earther.
No, I don't know him.
He's like one of the biggest flat earthers in the world. But anyway, this is Bob, and he wants to tell you something.
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on the gyroscope...
That's from the movie Behind the Curve. This whole movie was to make flat earthers look stupid, okay?
Well, okay, so what you're doing there is called the genetic fallacy, which is attacking the source instead of the information. The information that Bob gave during that documentary categorically showed that the Earth does rotate. He used an interferometric fiber optic gyroscope, which uses the Sagnac effect, the known speed of light in a vacuum, to measure Earth's rotation. And he measured exactly 15.04 degrees. Not only that, all right, but it's very important, he measured 15.04 degrees in 3 axes. And it may just be that Netflix thing there, but I've got video of him talking at home to Nathan Thompson with that device on his table, turning it on, and it's showing that it measures, as soon as you turn it on, 15.04 degrees per hour, which is what we expect the Earth to demonstrate. But not only that, this is the most interesting part. As well as showing the 15.04 degrees per hour drift, it also showed an approximately 1 degree drift per day in a 2D axis. What do you think that could represent?
I don't know.
That would be the Earth's rotation around the sun. The fact that that device, when they turned it on, picked up both the rotation of Earth around its own axis and the orbit of Earth around the star at the center of our solar system, shows that we are in fact doing those things. You can't trick what light is doing.
It actually doesn't. It actually doesn't, and I'll explain. So if you look overhead, there's stars above us, okay? Those same constellations have been there for thousands upon thousands.
Okay, so you're changing subjects now. We're not talking about stars right now. We're talking about what the fiber optic gyroscope demonstrated, and not what the stars show. We can get to that in a bit.
Look,
it's best to talk about the actual evidence.
Stars, the fact that you can see the same.
Okay, so the stars actually change position.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
but listen to what I'm telling
position. So they're not in the same place year after year. They actually change position. But back to the fiber optic gyroscope that Bob, the flat earther, used. Why did he pick up the Earth's rotation and Earth's orbit around the sun with that device?
I'm telling you, that movie is garbage.
Yeah, okay, but we don't need to use the movie. We can use the home video that I've got of him showing Nathan Thompson the gyroscope working on his desk. Why did that device pick up those rotations?
I'm telling you, the movie that they made, that movie was meant to make fun of flat Earth people.
Correct, it was. I've spoken to the director. He had a lot of fun doing it.
It's incorrect. They later debunked it in another video. I watched it.
They've never debunked it. Bob put up some data, never explained where the data come from, and then took down the data when people kept asking about it. But the only thing that gyroscope ever showed, including in the home movie that is on my video entitled "Flat Earther Proves the Earth Isn't Flat Twice," showed that the Earth does show those movements. So again, the question is, why does that device, not only that device, every single fiber optic gyroscope on the planet, and there's millions of them, why do they all show a 15.04 degree rotation in 3 axes?
So a gyroscope, a true gyroscope is a mechanical thing. There is no
we're talking about a fiber optic gyroscope right now. We can talk about the mechanical gyroscope in a second, because I've got one of those here also doing the same thing.
Okay, so this is, I'm going to put this up so you can see this, okay?
All right, let me get you fully up on screen, 2 secs. So people need to see the stupid, I mean the picture.
All right, make this work.
Oh, did your kid draw that?
I just put it together real quick. Okay, so in the center is the sun.
Well, my bad, I'm sorry.
In the center is the sun, okay? First planet is what? Mercury? That's
correct.
What y'all say. Second is what?
Venus.
Venus, yep, and then Earth, and then Mars. Okay.
Correct.
So, so Earth, the third planet. Okay?
Correct. That's right. Yes.
In the summertime.
In the summer.
Which is on the right, looking into the night sky. We'll say June, and then December is the other side, looking into the night sky in December. We can see the same stars. You see the same stars.
You see different stars.
Just in a different spot in the sky. Why? Because everything.
Wait. Hold on. Have you never looked at the sky? Because just 6 months apart, the sky is totally different. Apart from the ones that you can see, because they're
the same. It's the same.
Literally, the sky is different 6 months apart. There is some stars that you can only see for 6 months, and some other stars that you can only see for 6 months.
Are you going to listen to me or interrupt me? It's the same constellations when you look up in the sky.
It's not the same constellations, though. I don't know who told you that, but that's a lie. There is completely different constellations
in the sky.
There is completely different constellations that you can only see for 6 months at a time.
No.
Yes. Seriously, if you just Google that shit, you'll find out that you're wrong. Anyway, we were talking about gyroscopes. I don't know why you brought up the stars that we're supposed to be able to see.
Because if you look above you, there's star trails that are in perfect circles around Polaris. That could not happen if we were moving through the Milky Way at 540,000 miles an hour.
Except all the other stars are moving with us, of course.
600 miles an hour.
Again,
that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
Your ignorance of science is not an argument against it. Those stars that we can see with our naked eye are all traveling around the center of the galaxy with us. So we see what we are supposed to see. But anyway, back to the gyroscope. Why do you think the gyroscope showed measurement? And why do you think mechanical gyroscopes also show measurements of drift? So this is
a mechanical gyroscope is what
this is a mechanical gyroscope. This was actually built by a flat earther. A bunch of other flat earthers commissioned this flat earther to build this mechanical gyroscope. A high RPM Z-axis measurement with mounted motor gyroscope, completely mechanical, beautiful piece of engineering. Only thing is that when he turned it on, he actually started getting the same measurements as you would as you got with the fiber optic gyroscope, showing that there was drift. This video is 17 minutes long.
Let me explain that drift. This is what this is. It's the sun and the moon moving above us. Okay.
How could the sun and the moon influence a gyroscope?
Yes, and I'll explain why. Because there's magnets. Okay, the sun is a positive charge. The moon is a negative charge.
No, it's not.
When they move above us, okay, it creates, the sun moves 15 degrees every hour above us, and it follows the sun.
But that's the problem, isn't it? This gyroscope didn't show the 15 degrees because, as this is a mechanical gyroscope, it actually changes the amount that it drifts based on its latitude, which blows the whole 15 degrees per hour because of the sun out of the window. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. The Wait. Here's the
It's
thing.
based on
Let
where
me
the sun
explain
is in
why
the
you're
sky and where
wrong.
the gyroscope is on Earth. It's based on where the sun is in the sky and
Okay,
where the
so
gyroscope is on Earth.
Let me explain why
But
you're
if you
wrong.
look at all gyroscopes on airplanes, they don't work like that.
Yes, they do.
Okay, they don't.
So,
No, they
anyway,
don't.
give me a sec. So, the thing is, the mechanical gyroscope and the fiber optic gyroscope show the same thing. Fiber optic gyroscopes could not be affected by magnetism from the sun or the moon because it uses light which has zero charge, which is not affected by electromagnetic fields. The fact that the mechanical gyroscope shows a different amount of drift based on its latitude, you can actually calculate your latitude on Earth with it. And the fact that it doesn't matter if it's done at day or night or the position of the sun or the moon, you get the same thing. You can also do it with any material. If it was due to magnetism or electromagnetism of any kind, you would get different results based on the different material. That is not the case. You are ad hocing your way through a physics explanation. It's not only with gyroscopes that we can measure the Earth's rotation. I can also measure the Earth's rotation with a bit of string and a ball on the end. Did you know that?
Yes, I've seen that before.
It's very, very
But
simple.
that experiment proved
That experiment, what, sorry?
nothing. That experiment proved that a pendulum, if you swing back
Sorry,
and forth
you're breaking up
over
a second.
Like that was one of those that they used.
Sorry, you broke up when you were saying that. What does a pendulum prove?
The pendulum proves nothing. It proves that when you can swing a ball back and forth or anything, if it's magnetically charged, it's going to move around.
Oh, cool. Magnetically charged. So let's look at this one that's made out of plastic, shall we? This is the gentleman scientist, and he wanted to test Foucault's pendulum theory, right? So he built his own Foucault's pendulum using some concrete and some plastic and a fishing wire in a local high-rise building. Now, if the Earth is rotating, like we say, then a pendulum's drift will correspond to the amount of to your latitude, right? So this pendulum swung with no magnetic assistance or anything. It's not magnetically charged. It's got that plastic wire around it. It's made from concrete and it's got a plastic wire holding it up. And it swings backwards and forwards through this ink pad, tracing its path. But over time, that path starts to drift clockwise, which is what we would expect if it's in the northern hemisphere. He only gets it to swing for about 44 minutes because gravity and air resistance end up stopping it. So a simple bit of maths to figure out how long it would take to do a full rotation, and then a bit more simple maths, and you can actually calculate your latitude on Earth. So what they did was they measured the final angle that they got, and then they times the angle by the period of rotation. So the period of rotation, 0.688 hours times 360 divided by the angle. T is 31.4 hours. And then you times for your latitude, you get the arc sine of 24 hours divided by T. And you can actually calculate your latitude on Earth. So that's what they did. They calculated the latitude of 49.8. They were about 1.4 degrees off, which is an error of margin of about 0.4%, which is fucking good. Thing is, this corresponds to the other two bits of evidence that I have shown you about the Earth's rotation, both fiber optic and mechanical gyroscopes. So I've got one simple question for you, all right? I'd like you to try and answer the question directly. Why is it every time that we attempt to measure the Earth's rotation, at least in the 3 times I've shown you there, we measure the Earth's rotation and it matches each other? They all correspond and say the same thing. I can even use the Earth's rotation to calculate my latitude on Earth. How is that possible if we aren't rotating?
I just tried to explain this to you, okay? The Earth does not move. Okay?
Oh, those measurements disagree, of course.
I'm going to explain this the best I can.
Please ad hoc your way through it. I would love to hear that.
Have you heard of Nikola Tesla?
Yes, I've heard of Nikola Tesla, not Nikolai, okay. Nikola Tesla. The crazy guy that worked with electricity that didn't think electrons were a thing. Yes, we've all heard of Nikola Tesla. He wasn't a flat earther, in case you're wondering.
He wasn't. Now,
no, he was not a flat earther. He wrote books about radio transmissions to Mars. Nikola Tesla was not a flat earther.
I understand that. I'm not going to say that. So let me finish talking and do not interrupt me. So one of his inventions was to try to harness free energy, okay? Now, he was going to do this through the energy that we already have. Like I was saying earlier, the sun is a positive charge, the moon is a negative charge, and the salt water or the water is a conductor of electricity, and there's energy moving through the earth out into the atmosphere and back down. It's like a giant ecosystem, okay?
So what evidence do you have that the moon is negatively charged, just out of interest? How has that been confirmed?
It's made of plasma. There's been multiple scientists.
No, it's definitely not made of plasma. I've bounced lasers off it. But even if it was made of plasma, that wouldn't make it negatively charged necessarily. Why? What evidence do we have that the moon is negatively charged? Because, of course, we'd be able to measure that. So what scientific endeavors have been taken to measure the negative charge coming from the moon?
There have been. Okay. One is the brightness of the light. One is the brightness of the light coming from it. Let me explain.
Yeah, that's not anything to do with negative charge. That's about 2% instant reflected light.
It's not reflected light.
I mean, you can literally measure it and test it, but
the sun has its own light. The moon has its own light.
No, you cannot have shadows in craters on something that generates its own light.
They're not. How do you know they're shadows?
Because I've looked at them through a telescope. They're definitely shadows.
Right. We can all, but there's only one. We only know that there's only one
plasma
side
doesn't
of the moon.
hold its shape like that, right. So it's definitely not plasma.
We only know that the moon has one side. One side.
No, China have a rover on the other side right now.
They see a different angle of it, but it's still the same side.
No, China literally have a rover on the other side of it right now.
The moon does not rotate at all.
It actually does rotate, but its axis of rotation happens to match with its orbit around Earth. That's why it's called tidal locking. Approximately 72% of the moons in our solar system exhibit the same behavior.
Okay. No, it doesn't.
It does. No, it doesn't work here.
The side of the moon and the dark side of the moon. We don't know that it rotates. We don't know. Okay, they want you to believe.
We can literally see the precession of it, but
Right. So scientists have to. So you put your faith and trust in a guy with a white coat that calls himself a scientist without actually going back and looking to see if what he says is correct. Okay?
Yeah, we've sent lots of stuff to the moon. They've all been confirmed. It's not just been done once. Science is. Would you agree that science is repeatable?
Okay. Do you science is repeatable.
Science is repeatable, okay. Right? So we have repeatedly sent stuff to the moon. There you go.
We have not sent anything to the moon. Nobody's gone to the moon ever.
Disagree.
It's all a hoax.
Neil Armstrong came out in an interview with a 5-year-old.
No, he did not. And said they never went to the moon.
No, he did not.
You want me to pull up that video?
What did he actually say? He was talking about going back. He was talking about going back, wasn't he? Because she asked him, why have you not gone back to the moon? So he started explaining why we've not gone back. Yeah, we haven't gone there. We haven't gone back. You're right. And that's my question. He was talking about the fact that it's money and everything. But he spent that entire interview telling her about how he went to the moon and what he did whilst on the moon. So maybe I need to look at the context of what he was saying.
Right, explain this. Every single president in the United States has been saying, we're going to go back to the moon for the last 30 years.
No, they haven't.
Said it. Bush said it. Yes, they have. Obama said it. Clinton said it.
So there's a little thing called Project Artemis. Have you heard of that?
Look, they can't go back to the moon.
Have you heard of Project Artemis? Yes or no? Why don't you answer questions?
They can look up there and say, "Oh, there's nobody there," because they never went to the moon.
Anyway, have you heard of Project Artemis?
No, I don't need to because
so Project Artemis is when NASA are going back to the moon in 2025.
Okay, right, and the International Space Station is falling out of the sky the same year in 2025. Okay.
No, they actually plan to deorbit that around 2032.
Yeah, and you believe that that's actually up there?
Yeah, my friend Red Rhetoric actually measured it, yes.
He said something a little while ago, and he said he feels bad for people in Scotland and Ireland because you guys buy into everything that you hear.
No, we really don't. I think everyone in Scotland and Ireland would very much disagree with you there. So anyway, you never answered my question about why all gyroscopes and pendulums and superfluid phase coherence measurements and all of them show that we rotate every time.
I said the sun and the moon have a negative charge. Have a positive and negative charge.
Again, that would not affect light, and it would not affect things that are not metal.
Again, The sun and the moon move above the Earth. They're
Correct.
local.
That would not affect what's happening with measurements.
It does, because
No,
it pulls
again,
it.
are you okay? Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. A fiber optic gyro, or a ring laser gyro, uses light to make its measurements. Light has zero charge, therefore it would not be affected by any kind of electromagnetic interference from magic sun and moon orbiting above us. It would not change the measurement. So if that is not possible for anything like that to affect the measurement of a fiber optic gyroscope, what is the gyroscope measuring?
I just told you it's measuring a force, that this like electromagnetic force in the atmosphere is what
I just told you light has zero charge and is not affected by electromagnetic charges.
Well, that's what I understand is, again, the sun and the moon are local. They're the exact same size.
They're really not. Again, the measurements disagree with you, right? There is no way a fiber optic gyroscope could detect the movement of something above it, way up in space or up in the sky, that is emitting some kind.
It's local. It's local.
So, 20 miles, whatever, right? It could not detect that, even if it was putting out some kind of massive magnetic field. A fiber optic gyroscope would not detect it because light has zero charge, therefore is not affected by electromagnetism.
Light has zero charge, yet they power solar panels, correct?
Correct.
Right, okay.
Yes, light has zero charge, and you can use light to power solar panels, correct. Those things are not incompatible. Your ignorance of physics and science is not an argument against it.
You don't need ignorant. You don't have to understand physics and science.
You clearly don't.
I'm sitting here. We have lakes that are perfectly still. We're not moving. Okay.
Why would the lakes not be still?
The sun and the moon move above us.
Why would the lakes? Wait. Why would the lakes not be still? Well, you said we have lakes that are perfectly still. Why would they not be still?
If the Earth was constantly moving, spinning, and rotating through space at 540,000 miles an hour, okay, at 66,000 miles an hour around the sun, and moving...
No, 1 degree per day around the sun. 1 degree per day around the sun. 1 degree per day around the sun. 1 year to do... It does. That's how you calculate what the forces are imparting. Tangential speed. No. Again, tangential speed is irrelevant because
the speed of sound.
No, it's not times the speed of sound because speed is relative to a medium. There is no medium in space.
So how can we not feel that movement?
Listen. Right? Speed is relative. There is no absolute speed. Do you understand what I just said?
Speed is relative. That's what science wants you to think. Okay?
No, that's a fact. That's physically a fact.
Isaac Newton came up with a theory of relativity to try to make...
No, he did not.
Oh, well, we can't feel it because of relativity.
Isaac Newton did not come up with a theory of relativity.
Or Einstein, excuse me. Einstein did.
And speed is relative is not the same as the theory of relativity. Saying speed is relative is because you could pull a trampoline on a trailer behind a car, and people could bounce on that trampoline up and down, and they will follow the path of the trampoline even though they're bouncing up and down, because speed is relative to them. That trampoline isn't moving any different speed to them because they are all moving at the same speed. So that speed is relative. It is not... The Earth isn't moving at 66,000 miles an hour because it's not relative to anything. Alright, that's just a number flat earthers have picked up to try and make it sound ridiculous because they don't understand that the actual speed the Earth is moving around its solar system is 1 degree per day. That's how it works.
That's still right.
But this, again, you have totally avoided
Look, all the scientific jargon you want, but it still proves
not scientific jargon, just physics, mate. Just physics that you clearly didn't study.
There's no physical measurable curve or nothing that measures this.
Except you can also measure the curve. You can 100% measure the curve.
Right.
Would you like to see someone measuring the curve? I don't know, who should we pick? So, we saw Bob earlier. So let's ask his old pal Jeranism.
You're seeing through this hole, through the next hole, and seeing the light at the backboard, or 17 feet off the water. The Earth is flat. If he's holding it up at 24
Again,
feet,
I
you're seeing the light.
Just watch the video.
So I should only be able to see it when it's at 17 feet. Okay, go ahead.
If you're talking, you can't listen.
You're going to hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
That video was put out.
Yeah. Again, if you're talking, you can't listen.
Experiment. I tried to tell you this earlier.
If you're talking, you can't listen.
And I'll post something else up that was.
If you're talking, you can't listen.
I know. I've seen this before. It's
interesting.
BS. It's made to look people. It's made this.
Well, that was made by a flat earther, actually.
Flat earthers look dumb. Okay,
Yeah, but that was a flat earther doing that measurement.
It's not a movie. It's a mockumentary.
Yeah,
it's not
so
a documentary.
again, what you're doing is called the genetic fallacy, attacking the source instead of the information. I don't care about your genetic fallacies. Your genetic fallacies have no power here.
I'm going to show you something here, okay?
Cool, yeah, go ahead. Show me some nonsense. That's lovely. You know that's not the only measurement of curve I've got, right? I can literally show you hundreds of them.
In a plane, okay? It's always flat, okay? It's flat.
What's flat?
Every single time they've sent weather balloons to 120,000 feet, horizon to eye level. They've sent, rockets up as high as they go. Horizon rises to eye level.
Horizon does not rise to eye level. Flat earthers will actually be very. Wait. Flat earthers will be very angry with you now saying that horizon rises to eye level, because that actually disproves one of the other things that are going on at the moment. They've actually dropped that argument. Flat earthers don't say that anymore. In fact, they very much abandoned that because it destroys what they are using as their current argument, the sextant. Also, the horizon does not rise to eye level. Here is proof the horizon does not rise to eye level.
Can you see this here? Can you see this photo here?
No, you're not screen sharing.
I thought I did. I thought I hit the button. Hold on. Let's see if it goes.
Also, here is the moon below your eye level. The horizon does not rise to eye level. So yeah, you just got to hit that green screen share screen button, and then choose the screen you want to share. I mean, I know technology is difficult.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to do. Desktop. All right, here we go. Let's see if it works. Okay, you see this now?
No, you still haven't pressed it. I've definitely got screen share open for you.
Share. Yeah, I've hit the button a couple times. I can't get it to work. Let's see. Share.
I mean, you could send me the picture through Facebook Messenger and I'll put it up if you like.
No, I'm not familiar with this computer. I just got it the other day. I know I'm hitting the green share button and I can't get anything to pop up. It says application.
Also waiting. Here's a kit and everybody.
I'm trying to share desktop. Zoom wants to share the contents of your screen. Okay,
yes, that's the one. Then you click OK and choose which screen.
It won't light up share. It just says cancel share, and it won't highlight share when I try to click.
Have you chosen the screen that you want to share?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. If it's a picture, you can just send it to me through Facebook Messenger, and I'll put it up.
I'll try to do that. So, but like I said, as far as I know, I've been on plenty of flights. I've seen plenty of videos where the horizon always, and I'm going to show you another one here too. Hold on. Let me pull up Facebook.
I mean, I just showed you that the horizon doesn't rise to eye level. So, I mean,
the horizon rises to eye level.
I mean, again, the horizon doesn't rise to eye level. I literally just showed you that.
What? It's flat.
I mean, here again, can you see that picture?
I missed that. I was.
Right. Well, can you see the picture I'm showing you right now?
What is that?
Right. That is the moon below eye level.
Or something.
Yeah, that's the moon below eye level, which means the horizon has not risen to eye level. This is 5,600 feet up Mount Wilson, California, with a reference point of eye level, and the horizon has not risen to eye level.
Right, but here's the thing, though. There's cloud cover in the back. Okay, so let me explain these pictures here. So in the back, go back to the other picture.
Wait, let me finish. On this one, about a few feet above the 70 feet above sea level, and the horizon has not risen to eye level. So let's go back to the first one. And how can you debunk the moon being below the eye level?
Okay. In this photo right here, okay, if the moon is on the horizon, okay, if the moon is right above the horizon, this is not a live feed, okay? We don't know if this is real or not.
Well, yeah, my friend took this on his phone.
Okay, it's great. Your friend can take everything on his phone, but that doesn't prove shit. Because
well, this also has a reference as to what is eye level.
We know that the moon would never be below the horizon, because if it was, we wouldn't be able to see it.
It's not below the horizon. It's below eye level, and it's above the horizon, meaning the horizon is also below eye level.
So what I'm saying is, but that's not eye level, though. Eye level is down.
No, it actually shows you what eye level is on the screen. In fact, no, it's 0.0. It's 0.1 degree above eye level.
Right,
just
but if you set that to 0, of course, if you set that to 0, Greg, you're going to see. You can set 0 wherever
it tells you that based on gravity, that you actually uses gravity to measure.
There is no gravity. Things. I explained that earlier. Okay.
I mean, there definitely is gravity.
Is ridiculous. I call it gravity.
I mean, it's been measured. Yeah, but anyway, this is showing the moon below eye level, above the horizon. So horizon does not rise to eye level.
All right, hold on. I'm going to send you a video here. Give me a second. I got to find it.
So what about in this one? How come the horizon hasn't risen to eye level in this one?
Okay, again, I'm explaining this, okay? The human eye, naked eye, can only see so far. Okay, it's called a vanishing point, or it's called perspective. Okay? We can only see so far. Okay? Now see the horizon, how it's flat back there? Flat. All flat, okay, all the way across.
This is about your claim the horizon rising to eye level. It hasn't. It's below eye level.
What are you talking about? The horizon is right there. It's where the water meets the sky.
Yeah, but that's not eye level. See the tube with the water in? That is showing you what is eye level.
Right, and then
the horizon is below the eye level.
And I just explained that to you. It's called perspective, and
perspective doesn't make eye level change.
You can only see so far because of the atmosphere in the air, because of moisture, because of pollution.
That doesn't change where the horizon is going to be based on eye level.
Horizon is where the land meets the sky when you're looking
Correct,
out,
but it hasn't risen to eye level. So debunking your claim, the horizon
rises. I'm looking at it.
Right now, that black line is eye level.
Right, and I can manipulate my camera too to make it look like it's pointing up or down on something.
That won't make a difference. That won't make a difference if you're pointing it up or down, and I can show you evidence of that.
Yes, it would.
Would you like me to?
If you tilt it up, it's going to appear to be. It's going to appear to rise above. If you tilt it down, it's going to appear to be down.
Incorrect. Let me just get you evidence to
take the photo.
Wait. I'm just going to prove you wrong. Give me 1 sec. Let me just disprove you 1 second. All right. So here we go. Let me get this up on screen so everyone can see. This is my good friend Tommy Gronvild, who is a photographer. So here's the reference he's got. He's looking along with the camera straight along, okay? So when it's straight, that's what you see. Eye level, it matches, right? Matches the two bits of the tube.
Yeah.
So in the next one, he tilts the camera up. Oh, but what do you notice? That the eye level still matches the tube. Just because the camera's pointing up hasn't changed what eye level's looking up. There he is pointing the camera up to show you that he's doing that. There he is again. There he is pointing it down and still along it. But even when he's pointing down and looking along it, you can still see that eye level matches, even though he's looking down with the camera and along it. So there's the combination of him looking up and down. So yeah, you're wrong that tilting the camera will change what eye level shows.
Okay, I'm sending you a video now. I've sent you 3 to your Facebook, okay? Because that's the only way I'm going to be able to do this. So you'll see.
Oh goodness me.
One is the fake moon landing where they filmed it in Hollywood studio. I mean, guys, the truth is in plain sight. They literally, Eminem, famous rapper, I'm sure you've heard of him.
He doesn't think the Earth is flat.
There was a, okay, he doesn't. But what he says is, snap back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Red Hot Chili Peppers had a song called Californication. And
Yeah,
in that
songs
song,
are
they
cool,
say,
but songs aren't
basically,
evidence. Right, what are we seeing here? Tell me what we're seeing here.
This is the sun, okay? This is a plane, okay? Flying. And it's moving, and it's actually above this, it's actually parallel to where the plane is, okay?
So you're saying the sun is the same height as the plane?
Correct.
So the sun is about 30,000 feet
the
up.
sun is local.
You're saying,
It's not 93 million miles away.
Are you telling me the sun is 30,000 feet up?
The sun is 33 miles up.
Planes do not fly at 33 miles.
But it appears this way because it's coming around.
Because it's 93 million miles away, yes.
Listen to what I'm telling you.
Wait, you just told me that he was parallel with the sun. So if he's parallel with...
Come up. Watch it. Just watch. It's far away, and it's coming close. It's going to come up.
Listen. Right, let me just pause that a sec because you're not listening. You told me that the plane is parallel with the sun. Which is it? Is it parallel with the sun or is it not?
Far away. Because the sun is very far away.
If it was parallel with it, then it would be 30,000 feet, not 33 miles.
Yeah, it looks okay from that
angle. What do you think parallel means?
Oh my God! Are you going to listen to me and let me talk?
Yeah. What do you think parallel means?
It's called perspective and vanishing point. I try to explain this to you.
So vanishing point's an art thing, and tell me what the law of perspective is.
The sun is thousands of miles away from this plane, so it looks like it's at eye level. And so as the sun
is it parallel with it? Yes or no?
As the sun decides to come around and get closer, it's going to go higher in the sky. Okay? There's another video I sent you which show the sun and the moon in the same.
Yeah, this is what we expect to see on the globe, by the way. So
that sun has a hot spot on the clouds below it. That means it's small and local.
Which was the other one? I've got two videos there. Oh wait, hold on, 3. So let's show this one. Oh. What's this one?
Okay, this is another one where a pilot is showing the sun. Okay.
So is the sun? Are you saying the sun's in those clouds?
What I'm saying is the sun right now is the Earth is huge. Okay.
Yeah. Why can't you just answer my questions directly? Are you saying the sun is in those clouds? Yes or no?
It appears to look like it's in the clouds now.
So is the sun in those clouds? Not appears. Is the sun in those clouds?
Above those clouds, but if you let me talk, I'll tell you why it looks like that.
Why is half of it hidden then?
Okay? Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Okay? Over the course of thousands of miles, there's a lot of clouds in between the sun and the plane. And it appears that it's in the sun, but it's actually above as it's coming around the Earth, as it's coming over top. And as it gets closer, it goes higher in the sky. Okay? If that sun were 93 million miles away, all that sky would be lit up bright, but it's not. It's local.
I mean, it all looks pretty damn bright to me. I can see quite a lot of brightness there. We're seeing exactly what we expect on the globe. Right, okay, let me show you exactly why you're wrong. Luckily, I've got some fancy computer technology that I use quite often. So, sun, small and local is your hypothesis, right? Well, this is a simulation of if the sun.
This is from a pilot.
Let me talk.
This is from a pilot.
Let me talk. Pilots don't know the Earth is flat. Their instrumentation tells them that. Anyway, right. So this simulation that you see in front of you that I created looks at the sun if the Earth was flat. I placed it above North America to start with, and I've got a camera following it from the looking up at it. I've got other cameras looking at where that camera is, right? And this is what would happen throughout the day if the sun was small and local on a flat Earth. So this is it about halfway through the day. Now, interesting thing to note about halfway through the day is the difference in size of the sun. See how nice and big it is there? About halfway through the day. Oh, it seems to have shrunk by about, I don't know, 50%. And as we go on, this would be the sun setting for you flat earthers, the total other side of the Earth. What do we notice? We notice that the sun has become extremely small. There it is at the start. There it is at the end. And then we can watch it come back just to show. So as it comes back, the sun seems to get much bigger as it's coming towards us, as it must do if it is local and on a flat Earth. So Brad, Why does the sun not change in angular size throughout the day?
The sun does change in size.
Incorrect. It absolutely does not. I have 100% proof of that.
By perspective, and it does. As it goes away from you, it looks like it gets smaller, but because the brightness
no,
of
it doesn't. The sun actually
that
doesn't
size.
look like it gets smaller. So let me just go to the video. So lucky for you, Old Reds liked destroying the flat Earth. So let's go and where's this video?
Remember the TikTok video I showed, okay, the one where
that was a
the
funny
sun
one, wasn't
and the
it?
moon. Yeah, can you put that up so people can see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was in the intro.
Now, it just so happens to be a coincidence. Now, think about this, everyone that's listening.
Right, anyway, we're not
that
changing
there is
subject
like
right now. Wait. We're still on the last subject, which was about the sun changing size. So before we change subjects, let's show you that you're wrong about the sun changing size throughout the day. Then I can show you that you're wrong about something else.
Physically change size. It's a perspective. It looks like it does.
Except that it doesn't even
okay?
look like it does. Wait. It doesn't even look like it does. Right? That's the thing. If the Earth was flat and the sun was small and local, then the sun would have to change size, as I showed you in my simulation. But what Reds did was he took a picture of the sun throughout the day, like every hour, and from sun up, which is here, all the way to sundown. And throughout the entire day, had a solar filter on his camera to get rid of any glare. And throughout the entire day, the sun did not change in angular size. I'll get to the end and I'll play the playthrough here. So as you can see, each shot of the sun at full zoom, the sun maintained the exact same angular size throughout the entire day, from sun up to sundown. Right? So that is what we see in reality. In reality, the sun does not change angular size. However, as my simulation showed, if the Earth was flat, the sun would absolutely have to change angular size throughout the day, which it does not. This does not match what happens in reality. Why does the sun not change in angular size? Because if the Earth is flat and the sun is small and local, it absolutely would have to. Oh, back over to you.
Okay, so
please do try and address the actual question.
There is atmosphere in between you and the sun. Are you following me?
Yes, absolutely. Refraction's a thing, I know.
Okay, it's called, atmosphere, okay? So as the sun is, once the sun is right above us, it's very bright and it's very hot, okay? And it looks big because it's right above us. Then as the sun sets, as it moves around, okay, it gets further away. The sun itself doesn't physically change in size. That's not what I'm saying.
But it would look like it did, right?
And it looks like it does because that
But
atmosphere.
it doesn't, as I've just shown you, it does not look like it changes size. I just showed you the video that shows that it does not look like it changes size. Did you know?
You show me up close photos that doesn't prove anything
full
from
zoom,
a long distance.
Listen, full zoom for the entire day. The same shot of the moon with the same camera at full zoom every day, and it stayed exactly the same angular size. It did not appear to change in size.
So let me put it this way. Let me put it this way, so your audience has an idea. If you're looking
My audience know how dumb you are already.
Street,
it's fine.
If you're looking down a long street and you see street lights lit up on both sides or one side, okay? Those street lights right above you look like they're very bright and very big. As they get further away, they look like they get smaller.
Correct, absolutely. That's my point. The sun doesn't do that.
But they're the same size, okay?
But
and it
Brad,
looks
you're missing the
smaller.
point. You're missing the point. The sun does not appear to change size.
It does.
I just showed you a video showing it doesn't.
I've seen live videos of a 12-hour time lapse.
Yeah, it obviously didn't have a solar filter on, did it? Look, okay, we need to obviously look at this again. Here we go. We'll look at this again. So
this is an up-close view again. That shows us nothing. It has to be from a long distance away.
Why does it? This is better. Listen, listen to the words, Brad, because you're missing the point. This was at
You're
full
so
zoom.
full of crap with
Listen,
this.
listen,
Of course it's zoomed in
listen.
shot.
Oh my goodness,
Of course
you have
it's
2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in proportion, okay? Now, if you are at full zoom the entire day, you do not change the zoom level, and the sun stays the same angular size. That shows that the sun is in fact the same angular size. And as Red's Rhetoric demonstrated when he took a picture of the sun every hour throughout the day at full zoom, the sun stayed the same angular size. If the sun was small and local, it would have appeared to change angular size. It does not. But it's important that you use a solar filter, otherwise glare will overpower the sensors in your camera.
Okay, what you just said works the same on a flat Earth model. It works
No, it
the
doesn't.
same.
On a flat Earth model, it would appear to change, as I just showed.
No.
Here is a flat Earth model.
Atmosphere. It's because of atmosphere.
Here
Atmosphere blocks the light. So
Here
it appears
is the
to get
flat Earth
smaller.
model, Brad. Brad, here is the flat Earth model.
That is not the flat Earth model. That is not. That is
it
not
is.
a flat Earth map. Okay, it's not.
That
it's not
is
the flat Earth model.
Is it flat? Yes or no?
What? What
Is
I'm
it
looking
flat?
at?
Yes. Is it flat? Yes or no?
It's flat. Yes. And what we're
Yes.
standing
Then
on
there
is
we go.
flat. What
If
we're
it's
sitting on is
flat,
also
it
flat.
represents a flat Earth model. Okay. So the question I'm going to ask you, yes or no, right now: does the sun appear to be smaller here than it appears to be here?
Does it go back again?
So there's at the beginning of the day, and there's at the end of the day.
Yeah.
In
it appears to be
the top
smaller.
right corner.
Correct.
So the sun
Yeah.
appears to be smaller, correct?
Correct.
This is what we would
Yeah,
expect to
here we
see if the Earth was flat. But what do we actually see? Once again, what we actually see is that throughout the day, the sun does not change in angular size as we would expect it to do if the Earth is flat.
You're an idiot. The sun stays the same size. That's
Oh
not
my
what I'm
god,
arguing.
yes,
As
I
it
know,
gets-
but
as
it would
moves away.
appear to change angular size. Once again, if the Earth was flat, the sun would appear to
You're
change in
zoomed
angular
in on the
size.
sun all day long. Of course it's going to be the same size if you have it max zoom all day long.
Not
you
if the
do it
sun
from
is moving away, it will appear to get smaller in your camera.
No.
It's
'Cause
max
you
zoom
can-
at the beginning of the day, and it's max zoom at the end of the day. The zoom
Let's
level
go to
doesn't
that.
change.
Show me the curvature, please. Please show me the curvature of the Earth. I'd love to see this one. I'd love
So
to
you
see
just
this one.
okay, right? Right. So you've lost on that point. We'll move over to the curvature.
I
of the
haven't
Earth.
lost anything. You
You
won't
lit-
listen to me, so it's pointless.
Yeah, so
I
you've
tried
just
to
lost
send
on
you
that
other
part. That's
videos,
fine.
and you-
So
and you sit there
curvature
and you
of the
deny
Earth.
those other videos.
Curvature of the Earth, no problem at all. Now, before I show this, I want to.
Because I also sent you a video showing you the moon landing was fake. Everybody in the States knows that. We all know it. It's all a hoax. They make fun of it on
Oh
every
my
other
god!
TV show.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You've sent something from a comedy show from 2002. Do you know that?
What? How they make fun of it on every other TV show?
No. What you've shown
no.
is literally from what you've sent me is literally from a comedy show in 2002. It is not a video from the moon landing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How ridiculous it is. That's what I'm saying. You want me to send you Stanley?
No.
That
Again,
convention where he said the moon landing was fake?
this was a video student creating something, for his work as a student.
Because
and you're trying to tell me that this is proving that. Let me just put this up so everyone can see how fucking dumb you are.
No, I'm not dumb, dude. Everybody knows in the
here we
States
go,
the moon
guys.
landing is a hoax.
This
and they
is
make
his
fun of
evidence
it
the
all
moon
time.
landing is fake. Here we go. This is brilliant.
Notice that the moon landing was real. How about that?
So this is your evidence that the moon landing is fake.
Now there's more than that. So let's think about this.
No.
Look at the
This one
blast
video.
crater.
Are you telling me that you think this is an actual video from NASA?
What I'm telling you is everybody knows the moon landing was fake and they make fun of it all the time.
No, they
That's what I'm
don't.
telling you.
No, they don't. Are you saying
Yes,
yes or
they
no
do.
that this is a video from NASA? Yes or
If
no,
you look
Brad?
at the shadows on... Okay, just put it this way. How many
Brad,
times...
it's a yes or no question.
A woman...
Listen,
a
it's a
woman
yes or no
walks
question.
in-
Are you saying this is a video from NASA? Yes or no?
What I'm saying is, it could be, it may not be, but this is what I know.
This was
They
made
make
in
fun of it
London
all the
in
time.
2002 by a media arts student.
Okay, great for him.
Fucking-
Just as somebody else does know in this case. Now let me send you another video.
Oh my god!
Now imagine
oh my fucking
this.
God.
So this thing went to the moon, left no blast crater, and yet all the shadows are all over the place.
Which
they
thing?
don't add up to just the shadows coming from the sun. That's two things, okay?
Like, what are you
you also
talking
have
about?
to think of this. Idiots call it, well, we're in the vacuum of space, yet our spacesuits are literally woven together with thread and needle. That wouldn't
Yeah,
make
it's
sense.
pretty
if there
good
was
way
a
actually.
vacuum of
Multiple threads can actually work pretty well. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So anyway,
Dude, just watch some of the astronauts.
anyway, you gave a video from the art student in 2002 as evidence.
You know what? We can
Brilliant,
go
well
to
done.
Mars and put a rover on Mars, but yet we can't go back to the moon because we've lost that technology.
We literally
You see
are
how
going back to
ridiculous
the moon.
that is?
We literally are going back to the moon. So you know,
No, we're not. We've been saying that for 25 years.
it's
We can't go
2025.
back.
It's literally happening. So you know.
Everybody, okay, they've been literally saying it's going to happen for the last 25 years, and
Yeah,
they
but
haven't.
they've never
You know why?
said.
Because
They've never given it a
everybody
date. They've never given a
would
date
look up there
before,
and
have
be
they?
like, oh, they're not on the moon.
They've never given a
Duh.
date before, but they're giving a date now. They're going back to the moon to stay in
Okay,
a
and I
manned base
bet
in
you,
2025.
I bet you $1 million says they don't go on that date.
They may delay it. It's already been delayed once during the coronavirus. We don't know what's going to happen, but that is the date they're aiming for.
Because they never went. You can't go to the moon.
I mean, I've
You
literally
can't.
bounced lasers off of the things they left on the moon, but you know.
No, again, you can't see any of that stuff. You can't. It's
I
not
can
there.
bounce lasers off of it.
No, you can't. That's a myth.
I've done
You
it.
can't.
I've literally done
No,
it.
you haven't.
Yes, I literally
At
have.
all. Nobody has. It's a myth.
I've
a myth.
literally
It's
done it
made up
myself.
lies.
I've literally done it.
It's what this is called cognitive dissonance. Okay.
No,
You're
I've
believing
literally
something that
done
somebody
it.
told you
I didn't
8 years
imagine
ago,
that.
and
I've
you believe
literally
it.
done it.
No, you haven't.
So you say
No,
I
you haven't.
literally have.
No, you haven't. No
I've literally
laser
done
can
it.
go 248,000 miles. I'm sorry, it's not
I mean, you
possible.
don't know how what light
If
works,
that laser
obviously,
would have
but
to
you
go
know.
through the atmosphere and
Yep.
through all that thick shit in the atmosphere, which is not going to happen.
Very
You
powerful
haven't done.
lasers.
You have.
Nutter doesn't work here. I don't care about your nutter and personal incredulity. So anyway, curvature of the Earth, right?
Now, you might be able to bounce a laser off the moon 3 miles up, but not 250 miles away. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Nobody has ever
Your
taken a
personal
video of
incredulity
any
doesn't change
thing
anything.
ever of anybody ever bounced a laser off
Brad,
of
your
the moon.
personal incredulity is not my
That is the most
issue.
ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Again, your personal incredulity is not my issue. So
Dude, show me the video. Show me where anybody has pointed a laser at the moon and it's bounced off. It's not possible.
there's one
It
on the
never
Veritasium YouTube channel, actually.
happened. Right.
Yeah, just go to Veritasium. I think it's got about 133 million views. So anyway,
Dude, you can't bounce a laser off of the moon. You can't.
I
even
mean, the
bounce
fact it's
a
been
laser.
done very much disagrees with you, but you know, nutter
Right.
is that must be your superpower, the nutter power. Anyway,
Right.
so
And
curvature of
again,
the Earth. So I want to.
I asked my college professor that, and he said the same thing.
You never went to college. Don't lie to me.
Yeah. He didn't agree with it. We never went to the moon. I've known we haven't gone to the moon for 20-some years. Okay,
Yeah,
Jim
you've
Carrey
been
even
dumb
makes
for
fun of it
27
in the movie
years.
Dumb and Dumber.
Congratulations,
He's
you've been
like,
dumb
"Landed
for
on the moon."
27
He was
years.
laughing at it because it never happened.
You've been dumb for 27 years. Congratulations. Well done. But anyway, curvature of the Earth. You want to see You want to see the curvature of the Earth. What do you want to see? Do you want to see measurements? Do you want to see observations? Up to you.
Look, man, I've seen enough videos that prove there's no found creature. I've seen him say
I mean, I've literally got measurements of it waiting to show you. What would you like to
over
see?
50 miles away. They said, if Neil deGrasse Tyson says you can't measure the curvature of the Earth, he's
never said
the
that.
guy. Everybody
He never said that.
Oh, he's
He
the
never said you
all-knowing
can't measure the curvature of the Earth.
astrophysicist that knows everything.
Yeah, but
you can't measure the curvature of the Earth.
He never once said you can't measure the curvature of the Earth.
Yes, he did. In an interview, he said, you can't measure the curvature.
No,
you
he
can't
did
measure
not.
the speed of the rotation. He's like, you just
No, he
have to
didn't.
have faith and trust that it's
He's
fair.
never said that ever. That's
Yes,
a
he
complete
has.
lie. So, right, get the video right now.
I'm trying, again, there's many out there. I'm trying to find it. YouTube
Neil
censors
deGrasse
a lot of this
Tyson
stuff.
never ever once said that you cannot measure the curvature of the Earth, you cannot measure the rotation of the Earth, because you know what? Every fucking first year physics student measures the rotation of the Earth. I've shown you a bunch of measurements of the rotation of the Earth. So let's have a look at some measurements of the curvature of the Earth, shall we?
They want you to think that that's measuring the curvature and the rotation of the Earth. No, it's not. And any person with a logical common sense thinking would be like, yeah, that's absurd. That's
No,
not
so what you're saying is
all.
anyone who's too thick to understand wouldn't
No,
understand.
we can't feel anything. We can't see anything. This is what our natural
We
observation
absolutely
says.
can
We're
see.
moving, and the sun and moon are moving above us. Okay,
Yeah,
it's just kind of
except
funny
we
though
can
that all
measure
Romans,
it, so it's been measured. Your nutter powers don't work here. Anyway, back to the curvature of the Earth.
Roman deities.
Will you shh? Take a deep breath. Breathe in. Hold it for 5 seconds. And then breathe out. Be calm. I know I'm destroying your worldview, but just
No,
let
you're
it
not
happen.
destroying my
okay?
world. Trust me. If you would
Just
let
let
me
it
talk,
happen.
I would destroy you.
Just let it happen, okay? You need to just let it
Dude,
happen.
you know, I've converted like 50 people to flat
No,
earthers.
you haven't.
Because they
No
realize
one,
what you're
no
saying
one would
is
be a flat
bullshit.
earther after listening to you because you've no idea what you're talking about. You think you
Right.
spin in miles per hour. Anyway, the curvature of the Earth, right? I want to agree with some points on you before I go through this. Would you agree that if you have an eye level, perspective would not cause things to drop below eye level? They would reduce into that eye level to what you would call the vanishing point. Is that correct?
No, because if the Earth curves at 8 inches per mile square,
It doesn't,
that
but carry
would
on. That's not our formula.
That would be, what's that?
Where'd you get that formula from? Because that's not the formula for the curve of the Earth.
That's the right off Google, okay, Earth curvature calculator. It's 8 inches per mile square.
Yeah, so that's not the curvature of the Earth. That actually creates a parabola.
It is. It says it right there on the internet. Coincidentally, it's also 0.666 feet per mile square, which is 8
So,
inches. There's
that's
that number
not the
again.
curvature of the Earth.
Because it's all safe in it.
The curvature of the Earth is not 8 inches per mile squared. That is a chord measurement. 8 inches per mile squared is not how you calculate the curve and the drop of things on Earth.
Earth curvature calculator. I'm pulling it up now.
So I'd like you to look at what
Earth
is in front of you right now. You see a red circle and a blue parabola, correct?
Yep.
That
But
blue
I can't screen share.
listen, that blue
If
parabola.
anybody watching this goes to Google and
Listen. I am talking. Listen. I'm going to mute you if you don't stop talking when I'm talking. Listen. What you are looking at in front of you is a circle. The other one is a parabola. That parabola is what 8 inches per mile squared would get you. Do you understand?
That's what they say it is. 8 inches per mile square.
No, they do not say it's that.
Yes, they do. I'm looking at the website, Earth Curvature Calculator, 8 inches per mile square. That's what they say it is.
Which Earth curve calculator are you looking at?
In order to get a 24,000 mile around the Earth, it's actually also 21,600 nautical miles, which is
nautical miles destroy the flat Earth. That's
60.
fun.
There's that number again. Earth Curvature Calculator. They're all over the place. They all say the same thing. EarthCurvature.com.
Yeah, except they don't. Of course.
I height 5 feet.
Oh,
if you go
look at
target
this Earth
distance,
curvature
30 miles.
calculator.
Calculate.
Not saying that.
There should be 495 feet of curvature, 2.73 miles after 30 miles away. But you don't observe that.
Again, so show me where it says 8 inches per mile squared, because I've just gone onto the first Earth curve calculator that I could see. And it's actually h equals r times 1, h equals r minus 1 cos a to get the curvature of the Earth. So
it's okay.
not 6 inches
Right
per
here.
mile squared.
Here's another one. Here's another one. 1 kilometer equals 0.08 meters of curvature. 2 kilometers, 0.31 meters of curvature.
Yeah, so you're obviously not on an Earth curve calculator.
This is what this is. Yes, there's many. I'm doing it for kilometers for you guys. So 50 kilometers away.
Yeah, we don't use kilometers over here. We use miles.
196.2 meters
again,
of curvature.
we don't use kilometers over here. We use miles. So
okay, so miles. So even if you did 50 miles, okay, I'll put that into the calculator here. That is 8 inches per mile square.
So that's the actual equation that they use here.
8 inches per mile square is the equation. I'm going to say 50 miles away, because here in the States we have Lake Michigan, okay? You can see it's 55 miles across. You can see the skyline.
Oh,
okay?
goodness, Lake Michigan. Oh, this is fun. I'm going to destroy
50 miles
you.
away. 6 feet, 50 miles away. Eyesight level 6 feet high. Distance to horizon.
Sorry. What was the eye height when that picture was taken?
Should be 1,473 feet of missile.
Yeah, okay, that's so wrong. Again,
six
what was the
feet, eyesight
eye
level 6
height?
feet.
No, the eye height was not 6 feet. The eye height was 181 feet.
No, it's 6 feet.
No.
It's
In that picture of Chicago
off the-
skyline, if you, I'm talking.
Dude, there's multiple
I-
photos, Craig.
I am
It's not
talking.
just
I
one.
am talking. You be quiet when I'm talking, otherwise you're not going to learn. The picture of the Chicago sky. Right, I'm going to have to mute you while I'm talking. All right.
Because I've already been there. I've asked all these questions.
Right.
You're
Again.
a jerk. You're a freaking hack, man.
Right. You're muted whilst I talk because you don't know how to have a conversation. So the Chicago skyline pictures that you were talking about were taken from 181 feet above the surface of the lake. So have you included that in your calculations? Yes or no? You need to unmute yourself. Yeah, you need to unmute yourself. Yeah, no one can hear you. You need to unmute. There we go. Right, so did you include...
I saw.
Wait. Did you include the 181 feet of the observer height in your calculations? Yes or no?
Greg, it's not 181 feet.
Really? Because the person that took those photos says it was 181 feet. So the photo...
not 100. Oh
the person that took those photos says it was 181 feet, so...
It's not 181. I'm not talking about that photo, dude. I'm talking about another photo. It was
Which
6
one?
feet off. They used a Nikon
Show me that photo.
900 camera and they zoomed in skyline.
Show me that photo.
From 55 miles away.
Yeah,
with
show me that
over
photo.
50 feet of missing curvature. It's not
Show me-
there. It doesn't exist.
Show me that photo. Come on, whenever you're ready, just show me that photo. Because the Chicago skyline photo was taken from 181 feet. All right?
And the
let's
Chicago
actually-
weatherman.
Let's actually put it into the curve calculator properly and see what we get, shall we?
That
Luckily, we do, me and Toon did this earlier, so...
181, dude. Wrong. There's nothing on that side of the lake that's 181 feet.
Okay, so the person that took that photo says that's what it was at. So, you know, if you argue with him, that's fine.
Not the photo that I'm speaking about. Not the photo that I'm speaking about.
So you're
This
not
is a
talking about
different
the photo of the Chicago skyline?
Yes, but there's multiple
one
people
taken
that
at
took that
181 feet,
photo. It's not the same one. Don't you understand that?
Yeah, but none of them were taken from 6 feet and can see all the way across.
With a E900 camera and saw it from 55 miles away. There was no curvature there. Zero.
So Josh Inuit took the photo from the top of Tower Hill, 181 feet.
You're still not understanding me.
Well, unless you can show me another photo, then this is the one we're going to talk about.
Hold on. I'll even put in 181 feet on the curvature calculator.
Oh, I've done it here for you. Let's have a look.
Miles away.
Let's have a look.
55 miles away.
53.3 miles.
We're still obscured 989 feet.
Incorrect.
Okay, 53.3.
I've got it in front of you. If you just want to have a look. So
We're
observer
still
height.
889.
Brad, are you to have issues
89 missing
listening?
curvature. 9
Brad,
feet missing curvature.
listen. Observer height 181 feet. Yes. Target distance 53.3 miles. Refraction index 0.5, about average from where he was. So what do we get? We get a hidden height of 300.123 feet. Now, Brad, let me ask you this question. If there's a hidden of 300.123, what is the height of the buildings in the Chicago skyline?
Probably double that.
Yeah,
height.
well, weird. Weird. In fact,
600 feet, yeah, some of them.
tallest building is actually 1,452 feet. So based on the globe
that's-
maths and the correct details in the curve calculator, you should actually be able to see the majority of those buildings. And here's the most important thing, though. Do you know you can't see them all the time?
So the Earth curvature calculator I'm looking at said obscured feet. 889 feet of missing curvature.
So does that include refraction?
It does.
Which one are you on?
When you have a camera and you zoom in, look, there's also the people
No.
that stood on
Listen,
shore
I asked the
at
question.
an
I asked the question. The curve calculator
Yes,
that you
it
used.
does.
Which curve calculator are you using? Because this one that includes refraction tells you the hidden is 300.123 feet. Hey, Christopher Kane, how you doing, dude? Nice to see you here. 1 second, be quiet. I just want to talk to one of my awesome supporters. Hey, Christopher Kane, I'm glad you came, dude. Thank you very much for being such an awesome supporter. Always good to see you in the chat. Sorry, you were saying.
Look, anybody that has $900 or $1,000, go buy a Nikon.
No, don't. They're
E900
terrible
camera.
cameras. They are awful
Go
cameras.
to the shoreline and watch a boat appear to go over the horizon. Then take that camera and zoom in, and it's right there, right in your face. It doesn't go over a horizon. It's still there. And you can
Incorrect.
see the boat from the bottom up.
No, you can't. I can prove that wrong right now.
Yeah.
Have a look at this. Where's the bottom of the boat? Hey, where is it? Where's the bottom of the boat?
Dude, again, if you zoom in, just zoom in
Oh,
on
no,
it
this
with the
zoomed in
camera.
and it didn't happen.
Of course, there are
So-
certain things that camera can only zoom so far. If you zoom in on the boat all the way on the right, guess what you're gonna see? That right there is also called refraction. Okay?
Yeah, refraction actually works the opposite of that. It brings things up, not down. So is your claim that you can zoom in to bring the bottom of those boats back? Is that correct?
Yes, if you zoom
Do you want
out.
to bet? Do you want to right now place a bet for $1,000 that zooming in on boats will not bring them back?
Dude, I've already seen videos that it does.
Well,
Craig.
I'll place a
You're
bet
wrong.
with you right now for $1,000 that I can disprove it. What do you reckon?
How are you going to disprove that? You can't.
With this, pay attention. So this is Dazza the cameraman, using a Nikon P1000. Funny enough, and you can see you've got these ships in the distance. We're gonna look at the two on the left, the one that's pretty much on the horizon, and one that appears to have gone over the horizon. Now, what Dazza does is he zooms in, and he takes a screenshot of this point. So at this zoom level, this is how much of that boat is visible. So if your hypothesis of zooming in to bring the boat back above the horizon is true, as you zoom in, more of that boat would appear. However, what happens when he zooms in and takes another screenshot? Oh, here we go. He zooms in from the video, takes another screenshot. And this isn't just zoomed in on the picture, it's actually playing. You know, he's just pausing it when it's going. So this is the video. So then he zooms in, he takes the next screenshot, and then he places the screenshots next to each other. The one at the bottom is just the enlarged version of the one we saw before, and the one at the top is when it is zoomed in a bit more. And as you can notice quite clearly, no more of the boat on the left is visible above the water than before. In fact, the proportions are exactly the same. So as we can see clearly, zooming in does not bring things back above the horizon.
Not every time.
Oh, so it just happens sometimes. That's called special pleading.
If it's further away than what the camera can actually see, you can't be able to do that because clearly in that photo.
Oh, but the camera can see it though. The camera can see it quite clearly. We can make out the entire boat.
Oh my God, dude! Okay, so the boat that it zoomed in on now, the big one, okay?
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. Far away, it looked like it was below the horizon, and when he zoomed in on it and it came back, and it wasn't. The other
show
boat
me that
is
video
even
then, because
way
I say that
further
doesn't.
away.
I've just shown
So
a
it's
video
called-
that shows that
that's
doesn't
called-
happen. You are
That's
arguing
called-
with reality that I have just shown you.
This is reality. It's called vanishing point and perspective, okay?
Yeah, okay, all right, let me ask you a quick question about perspective. What is the equation for perspective?
I don't know the equation for perspective.
Oh, wait. You preached perspective so much, but you don't know the equation for perspective. How do you calculate how much should be seen of things then? You're just saying perspective without knowing what it is, aren't you?
All I know is...
I'll tell you what it is. Just, you're not going to remember. It's alpha equals 2 times the arctan of g over 2r, where alpha is the angular size of the object, g is the distance to the object, and r is the actual size of the object, okay? So using that equation, you can actually calculate how big things should be based on how far away they are. And using that equation, we could see that there is plenty of this available for angular resolution to see. And there is no reason why the bottom of that boat should be hidden and not be able to be zoomed back in. But the thing is, cameras aren't magic. They cannot make things that have clearly disappeared over the horizon come back. That's not how cameras work.
Hold on, I'm trying to find something here.
You've fallen for a lot of lies. I can tell you're new at this.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah, you have. Everything you've said, I've debunked instantly. Your cognitive dissonance is not allowing you to see that.
I've seen cameras share it. I don't think I can share the video I have pulled up, but this guy, same thing. The boat was clearly not visible at all. Like he could not see the boat at all.
Oh, right. So the angular resolution was too small, and then the entire boat appeared.
Magically appeared. Why? Because of vanishing point and perspective.
No, because of angular resolution, actually.
Right, an angular resolution. That's correct.
Yes, but and that's why wait. That's why in this picture it destroys you.
There's something in between called waves and atmosphere, which you can't see but a certain distance. Okay.
So why did zooming in not bring that boat back up like you say it does?
Because it's way further away than this boat. Even the camera.
So it only happens at a certain point, is what you're saying. Just your magic point that is beyond the zoom limits of this.
Like gravity, like the magic of gravity, right?
Nothing magic about gravity. Nothing magic about gravity at all.
Like a magic holds up. Okay.
Yeah, again, nothing magic about gravity. Nothing at all.
Like I said, it brought the boat on the forefront, up front, but not the other one because it's way further out there. Way further out there. So
anyway. There's no video showing what you say.
It's probably 30 miles further out there is what it is. At least 30 miles.
Okay. Anyway, what's your issue with how much do you not understand gravity?
Gravity was made up, okay?
No, it wasn't. It was observed.
What gravity is density and buoyancy. Those
buoyancy. So you do agree with gravity then? Wait, you said buoyancy. That means you agree with gravity.
No, what this is, so you're telling me the Earth can hold down trillions of gallons of water, okay? Trillions of gallons of water, but it can't hold down clouds or a butterfly at flight? Dude, that's absurd. That's absurd.
You not understanding things loudly is very fun.
The physics of water.
Water doesn't have any physics. Water doesn't have any physics. Water does not have its own physics. It reacts to forces acting upon it, like all matter. So, gravity wasn't invented, it was observed. There is a thing called the natural, there's a thing called the natural law.
It's called density when something falls.
No. There is the natural law of universal gravitational attraction.
Okay, so who came up with that? A scientist with a white coat on, and you're supposed to believe that person.
I don't think Newton wore a white coat, to be fair.
Gravity is not.
You know what? I've actually tested that.
It's not science. It's not provable or testable. It's not. Except
that it's measurable.
It's not measurable. It's called density.
That I've measured it. Blue Marble Science has measured it. BM Marble, or both friends of mine have measured it. It's very, very easy to measure gravity.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can. You can measure it very, very easily.
No, you can't.
You can say nutter, but it's a thing called the Cavendish Experiment, which very much disagrees with you.
All right, I'm gonna say
the Cavendish Experiment literally measures the gravitational attraction between masses.
Okay.
So anyway, you said buoyancy. You know, when you say buoyancy, that means you agree with gravity, right?
I'm gonna send you some stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking. Do you know when you say buoyancy, that means that you agree with gravity?
No, because
Yes.
when you
Now,
drop
what
an
is the
orange in water-
equation for buoyancy?
Dude, math
What
is
is the
not
equation?
reality.
What is the equation for buoyancy? It is because you use that to calculate buoyant force.
No, it's not.
What is the
Because I'll
equation
tell
for
you why.
buoyancy?
I'll tell you why. Because you can drop
What
an
is
orange
the
in water.
equation for buoyancy?
Let me look it up real quick. Everything has an equation
rho
in math,
VG.
but that doesn't mean it's real.
Right? The equation for buoyancy is rho vg. That g stands for the acceleration due to gravity. You cannot have buoyancy without gravity. Again, this is testable. And also, quick question for you. What has more mass, the entire ocean of Earth or a butterfly?
The Earth does, of course.
The oceans have more mass than the butterfly, yes?
Correct.
Right? Which of these two has wings? The ocean or a butterfly?
The butterfly does.
Right. So, a butterfly has less mass, so it's less affected by gravity, and it's got wings which can create a force in the opposite direction to gravity. Whereas the ocean, which has an extremely large mass, so it is more affected by gravity, also does not have wings to create a force in the opposite direction of gravity.
I just sent you some stuff, okay? I'm sending you some photos now. I realized that I had on my phone, so you can see these.
Yeah, we've already gone through the Lake Chicago thing. You should be able to see the stuff.
Again, dude, there's no.
Yeah, you're just sending me
observable
memes
curve.
now. 8 inches per mile squared. Do you know where 8 inches per mile squared came from? That came from Samuel Rowbotham misreading a leveling manual from a surveyor. Right, okay, let's just go to the... right, here's what we're going to do, right? One thing that you said, it was quite near the end, was that every single weather balloon that is sent up with a camera shows the horizon is flat, right? You said that.
Yep.
Okay, please show me...
Without a fisheye lens, yes.
Yeah,
without a
no,
fisheye lens.
exactly. Please show me a video without a fisheye lens or a 3D lens that shows the horizon to be flat. All I want is one. Can you do that?
Okay, hold on. Yeah, hold on. I have
And it's
something.
got to not... You've got to tell me what the camera is. You've got to show that it's not a fisheye lens.
Hold on.
I'm going to... Oh, I think I've got that stored on here already. Oh, I really should download Mr. Sensible's video. Why have I not got it there? Right. Mr. Sensible, thank you for doing this.
I gotta get going here soon. I've got another call I gotta make.
Cool. I just want that one video of a non-fisheye lens showing the horizon to be flat.
Hold on. I'm looking for it now.
I'll tell you now, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it does.
No, it really doesn't.
There was a school in Arizona that sent up a GoPro on a weather balloon.
GoPros have fisheye lens.
And it got up like 100,000. This GoPro did not.
No,
This one did
GoPros
not.
literally all have fisheye lens.
Okay, this one did not.
No, literally all GoPros have fisheye lens.
A different camera, okay, whatever it was. It was like a GoPro, but it recorded it without a fisheye lens, 100,000 feet
Yeah,
up.
cool. Show me
flat.
that video then. Show me it. Go and Google school in Arizona weather balloon.
I got a lot of stuff here.
Because here's the thing, right? I spent an entire day searching for a video with a non-fisheye lens that shows the horizon to be flat from a weather balloon. And there isn't.
And it's hard to find.
There's
Why
not
don't
one.
You do this?
However, there is videos of non-fisheye lens on a weather balloon clearly showing the curvature of Earth's horizon. Clearly. All right, so have you got yours ready? Because apparently it should be easy to find. No? You still there? He's either rage quit or his internet's really bad. Brad, you still there? I think that might be a rage quit, guys. Oh, I can't find the video. I better leave. This one's been a bit of a dumpster fire, huh? This one gets me right. Yeah, he's gone. if he wasn't a flat earther, he's almost like talking to a normal person. Like, he doesn't, like, he says he's done debating for politics and stuff. Sorry, just gonna get that looking pretty. So, I mean, he's like almost normal, but somehow been indoctrinated by the flat earth. But he was a baby Flerf, right? He's literally the noob. All the fucking, I mean, this would have got me Flerf bingo, the things I had to write down. Spinning at blah blah blah, because I knew what he was going to say. Bedford level, didn't even get there, how Wallace destroyed the Bedford level. Yeah, so I'm counting that as a rage quit, and that was a lot of fun. Guys, thank you for hanging around. 700 plus of you have been here tonight. That's always amazing. Religion's a hell of a drug. Yeah, it is. I think he's a Poe. No, genuinely, I don't think he is. He's been indoctrinated somehow by somebody. Anyway, I'm going to read super chats and get off because I want to work on my video tomorrow, try and get it out as soon as possible. Obviously, I needed to take a few days off because I hurt my leg a lot and needed to go to hospital and have some pins taken out and stuff, so that's been quite hard. Plus, my wife's birthday's coming up, and I'm preparing for that. General life gets in the way, but the sextant video is an absolute fucking killer for the flat earth. I can't wait to see their responses, actually. George says Halo later. It's already 1:45 in the morning, so probably not. Gutted the fucking, I didn't get to finish the Cyber Showdown thing. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching. I can't believe how many of you have been here, and the super chats you've given always blows my mind. If you would like to help the channel, best thing to do, if you can't super chat, is to share what I do on Facebook and Twitter, and anywhere you find flat earthers in general. You know what? Share it on TikTok a lot, because that's pissing them off. Awesome-o, I read that one. And Signal Step, thank you. Pronoun 1990, 499 says, it's cold in Colorado. A dumpster fire will help. I think I just raised the average temperature of Earth with that dumpster fire. Philosopher King Gaming for $2 says, can you post the bingo card link? You know what? I need to remember to put that in the description. I'm sorry. Alison, $5. If the Earth is flat as you claim, why is all navigation based on a globe? I didn't even get with Sextants with him because he's just rage quit. Fog Repair Shipper Kashi, been a member for 9 months, says, so he read the handbook of the worst engineer in existence and watched known comment. I'm a pilot, Flerf, and it's not flat. I see the effects every day. Yeah, any real pilot, it's impossible for them to say the Earth is flat. Fog Repair Shipper Kashi, $2. Paulie, does Paulie want a mercury-coated circle of lead? Screwy Louie, £5. Can't wait till we colonize Mars and we get flat Marses. Mars is flat, bro. We never came in a spaceship. Earth is just a light in the sky. Yeah. Within 500 years, it landed on Mars. It'd be like, look, this is flat. We've got to be contained. See, we're contained in these domes. Air has to be contained. Blah, blah, blah. We didn't come here on spaceships. You're just indoctrinated. Oh. See you later, Weldy Boy. Addison for $2 says, bingo! Zoomy for $2 says, what do I get for a full bingo card? You get a reach around. Traveller X, been a member for 25 months, says, not only does the guy not understand physics, he doesn't understand the usual simplistic Flerf nonsense. Just a dyslexic parrot. Yeah, like, he didn't get with the sun thing, with it changing angular size. He didn't get that on the flat Earth it should change in angular size, but it doesn't. So it doesn't match reality. Exit dissolve. Sorry, Addison says for $2 should have asked the pilot for his maps. All pilots, if they say the Earth is flat, they're fucking mocking you. Like, get off my fucking flight deck kind of thing. Exit dissolve, $5. No one. Please parrot every Flerf idea ever. Brad, let me tell you a story. Fog Repair Shipper Kashi, $2. I have a great nickname for this Flerf. Bingo Brad. Bingo Brad, love it. Steve-O for $2 Canadian says, update the script so we can get a new argument. Daniel Nilsson, 50 Donkey Kong credits. Thank you very much. Says people can see the moon at sunrise at the same time someone sees the moon at sunset. If the Earth is flat, they'd see different sides, but they don't. Falco Persia Pakashi, $5. Bingo Brad. That pilot said that to get you off his fucking flight deck. Pilots are busy people with a lot of stuff to do after landing. Mr. Dietfish says reach arounds are good with FTFE because you don't have to see his face. This is gorgeous. And so Mandel pointed out my spot earlier. That's nice. Thanks. I'm not self-conscious at all. Look at it. Horrible thing. Falcon Persia Pakashi, $5 says we don't need nut jobs like you bugging us, risking people's safety. 36th District Court for $2 says this is my first live FTFE, having a great time. Hello 36th District Court. Welcome to the channel. Luke Farwalker, €5. The German word gift means poison in English. This much for spelling in different languages. Yeah, but that's how it's spelled in Hebrew. No, because Hebrew doesn't use the letters N, A, and S. So it's not spelled like that in Hebrew, is it? Varen Snyder, what's my email? I'll send you the ultimate flat earth proof. You never think of gravity the same. If you're serious, then I'll debate about it, but send it to fighttheflatearth at gmail.com. Zumi says FTFE is sexy as fuck. I mean... what do you do if you get the Rock and you need to unlock his phone with Face ID? Fogger Persia Pakashi for $2. Common sense isn't bingo, Brad. Isn't common bingo, Brad. So many super chats. Ard Nilman, 30... I've no idea what that is, but thank you. Native Hebrew speaker here. The closest word to pronunciation NASA is pronounced Nasha, not Nasha or whatever, and means he lifted or carrier of a disease, depending on the context. Don't want either of those. Well, don't want the carrier disease anyway. Dora Naku, €5. Brad Borst is almost spelled and sounds the same as Bradwurst or Bratwurst, meaning you are a sausage. Sam Clemens, $10, no message, thank you. Takas Yanis for 2048 Kjuf. Thank you very much. Lovas means stableman. A German speaker would pronounce it as Lofus, which means horse dick. Those little fly speck over those letters matter in some languages. Zumi says, to follow through with Jake the asshole's threat, press 1 if you want to see FTFE naked, 2 if you want to see him naked. Just go to my OnlyFans page, guys. Every night I'm on there. You know it. Right, tap 1 if you want to see my OnlyFans page. Norman Dixon for $5 says, why do states have different correction zones in their coordinate system for Earth curve if the Earth is flat? Because it's not flat. Fogger Persia Pakashi, $2. Thought I'd heard it all then. The moon is plasma. Not the first time I've heard that, honestly. I want to know how plasma can make consistent craters that never change. Oh god, you all really want to... I don't actually have an OnlyFans, but I might have to create one now, right? Look... Yeah, sorry Heat Shield, my brain farted for a second because I was trying to read the chat. National Aeronautics Space Administration. National Aeronautics Space Administration. That one. Fogger Pership, no, Luke Falwalker for €5 says, I thought, sorry, Tesla did not try to harness free energy. He tried to transmit energy through the Tesla coil and failed. Yeah, I don't know why they cite Tesla when he just wasn't a flat earther. Apparently if something doesn't rotate, that means it only has one side. Eddie Reese, $5, thank you. Fogger Persia Pakashi, $5. Artemis is a much more appropriate name for a moon visit than Apollo. Not dissing the Apollo missions, but that name has always been weird to me. Corn Tech for $5 says, Brad, what are your thoughts on Trump's Space Force? Is that why he lost the election? I want to join Space Force. Thomas 1983, born in the same year as me, for $20, thank you very much. 2 questions for all flat earthers. Are there pictures of the backside of the moon from Earth? Are there pictures of the sun in front of the moon? Mind Duck, $5. Copernicus. Stars look like balls and we're on a ball. And science trembled in awe. Yeah, I mean, who cares who came up with it or what they said in the past? We can demonstrate it as fact now. RF for €10 with a sticker. Hippo doing that, thank you very much. Eddie Reese, $5. Why do Flerfs insist on using song lyrics as evidence? Because that's all they've got. Tanner, $5. The sun is 33 miles, next to say the cow jumped over the moon. The sun's 33 miles, but it's also parallel with a plane at 30,000 feet. Somehow. Logical Hillbilly, $5. I see we have another chess-playing chicken here. Traveler X, $7.99. Constant repetitive deflection, trying to shout down when he knows he doesn't have a legitimate point. 100% Poe. No, that's just Flat Earthers. He's currently sending me pictures instead of coming back because he rage quit so hard. Gaming with both hands for $10. Somebody please tell him that he needed to buy more than the Flerf starter pack. The deck he's using is debunked and the other Flerfs are using at least the 3rd edition fallacies. I think I could actually create some kind of card game with all this. Honestly. I could sell that shit. Hasbro, contact me. Luke Farwalker has been a member for 10 months, says Brad is rejecting reality hard. Yes, he fucking is. The very, very flat earther says, ready for this absolute decimation. FTFE will deflect the entire time. You missed it, dude. I destroyed him. Tim Pryor, $5 says, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. Even though thousands of college students do it every year. Hell, I've even done it bouncing lasers off the moon. Yeah, like, it's literally done all the fucking time. Tim Pryor, $5. Your college professor says it can't be done, even though college students do it all the time. Such a liar. Excuse me. B Paradoxim for $2 says, ask him, is Google peer reviewed? Luke Farwalker for €5 says, it's right here on the internet because everything's on the internet, because everything on the internet is 100% true. Lol. Yet, if you want to cite Google, then just Google is the earth flat and see what it says. Norman Dixon for $5. 8 inches in feet is 0.66666 repeating ad infinitum. I typically use 0.67 as a professional engineer. For those chord measurements, yeah. Hail Satan for $4.99 says, Brad, let's check your deductive skills. I'm wearing one sock and my feet are bare. Where's the sock? Hail! Teamster for Life, been a member for 2 months, says, Brad, please explain in full detail how seasons work on your model. They don't have a model. Skycloud Observer has been a member for 11 months, says, it says it here on the internet. It must be true. Marty Mad Scientist for $5 Canadian says, it's been a celebration of stupid all day long. 3 cheers to all the knights of the study of stupid. Yeah. How I didn't see it earlier, but I'm going to watch it tomorrow. How did Mr. Sensible's debate with Try Thinking go if you watched it? I imagine it went along the lines of Mr. Sensible providing evidence and Bev saying level and then maybe talking about me a bit. Reaper22 Actual for $5 says, next time you debate a Flerf and you don't post a facepalm warning, I will come after you. Yeah, the lack of facepalm warning is my alt. Lord Illuminous Pooh, $5 says, Steven Tyler is a freak, wrote a whole song about loving an elevator. That's wrong on so many levels. That's one of my favourite tunes, by the way. Loving an elevator. Luke Farwalker, €5. To quote Professor Farnsworth, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Yeah, Elon, if you're watching, please take me to Mars. Caucasian Sensation, $5. Brad, you're getting your ass handed to you tonight, aren't you? It's almost like everything you've learned has been a lie, isn't it? Norman Dixon, $20. I've measured the angle of the sun to the horizon multiple times in a matter of minutes using a sextant to determine local apparent noon. It rises and falls. It's not a fixed height above Earth. Yeah, sextants. Ooh. How badly that's killing the flat Earth. Design Song 1 for $5. Brad, a spinning Earth freaks you out. So how fast is the sun moving across the sky and why don't we feel it? Man, he deflected hard from questions, didn't he? Lord Luminous Pooh, $2. How many sides to a triangle besides 1, 1, and 1? 7. Last one, Takas Janus, 2048 Huff, asking how much does the average number of atoms per unit volume produce a downward pointing force vector? Also nominate him for top left of the year. I think he's too young for top left. See how he progresses, because he says he's going to be around. Norman Dixon, $5. Everybody go out and buy your NASA GoPro 900 camera. Yeah, brilliant. There we go, guys. Another Flat Earth destruction. I hope you enjoyed that dumpster fire. People on the ISS were keeping themselves warm with it. Please share what I've done on Facebook and Twitter. I will see you all very soon. I'm going to be working hard on getting my video out in the next few days. Obviously, like I said, I had to take a bit of time off to deal with my body falling apart. Getting old fucking sucks. But, yeah. I love you all. More than you realise. Speak soon. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. Ah, didn't have it ready. Fuck, I suck. Keep this intro a moody filter. Craven Bordick says he's got something hard I can work on. Well now. Lord Luminous Poo, $5. I am a man trapped in a woman's body. We mistook super glue for lubricant. Please send help. Lol. Good night, all. Oh, by the way, when I get to 50,000 subs, I'm going to do a live stream getting a tattoo of my logo. Help me get there. Share my stuff. Time for a smoke. Good job. Remember, stupidity's not right. Fight the flat earth. Good night, Rachbot. Did the bong and it's killing me. Rachbot, thank you for being so awesome. Love you all.